Hey everybody, Jason Shadrick here with Premier Guitar, and we have half of the Jason Mraz band here with us, and we are going to sit with them. We're going to talk about some guitar stuff, some songwriting stuff, and they are going to play some tunes. So the first tune is called I'm Making It Up.
Making It Up.
Making It Up. All right, let's hear it, Jason.
I may go through this life never knowing who I am and why I'm here and why I'm doing what I'm doing. I guess I'll just go with whatever my name is and take for word everything I learned from my father and my father's father. They were making it up, making it all up. What else can we do? Yeah, we're making it up, we're making it all up. It's the only way to get through, 'cause life's so hard, but life's alright, because I'm here with you tonight, making it up, we're making it all up. Some people think the world revolves around them and the cars that they drive. Some people like to pile things up around them and surround themselves with a beautiful life. Hey, hey, we're making it up, making it all up. What else can we do? Yeah, we're making it up, we're making it all up. It's the only way to get through, 'cause life's so hard, but life's alright, because I'm here with you tonight, making it up, we're making it all up. There's more to this life, more than what you see. It's true what they say, that life is but a dream. So row your boat gently, gently down the stream, and keep dreaming your dream. Keep on making it up, making it all up. What else can we do? Yeah, we're making it up, making it all up. It's the only way to get through, 'cause life's so hard, but life's alright, because I'm here with you tonight, making it up, we're making it all up. Life's alright, because I'm here with you tonight, making it up, we're making it all up. Something like that.
All right, way to go. So we have Molly Miller, Jason Mraz, Chaska.
If you're in the Midwest,
If you're in the Midwest.
Chaska, it's Chaska.
Chaska.
Yeah.
I am from the Midwest, so I think I get away with it, right? So, Molly, we were talking before we started here about a little bit about your guitar here, and this was actually a Craigslist find.
Craigslist find, yeah, it's my first Craigslist purchase ever. I was very afraid I was gonna get murdered if I used Craigslist and or raped. So
Buddy system.
Yeah, so my friend Mason Stoops, actually, who you know, wonderful
Former
guitar
Premier
player.
Guitar intern.
Oh, really? Fun fact.
Fun fact.
But he found this guitar for me because he knew I was looking for a telly. So he found it on Craigslist and convinced me that I'd be okay, and he joined me. And we got this telly, and I feel very fortunate to have found it. And it's a wonderful guitar. It wasn't too expensive, and it feels great. And it's shell pink, so what more could I ask for?
So is this like on a typical set, like what you guys might play tonight? How often would this guitar come out?
More and more. I think I'm always, my ES335 is my baby. I have 1978 one at home, and I think that's like my comfort zone. So this was different, but I'm loving this more and more. I was just talking to my wonderful tech, Kyle D'Andrea, about it, how much I love this guitar. And so I don't know, I feel like it's on stage for like, what, 30, 40, 50% more and more?
Yeah, it makes 50% now.
Yeah, so every show it's a little more, because I'm like, damn, this guitar sounds good. And it feels good.
And we have you today going through a borrowed Blues Junior, and then we also have a pedal board, which we'll put a picture up.
Cool.
And we're going to get to this pedal board in a second, but we're going to move down the line. And Jason, tell us a little bit about the guitar you brought today.
Yeah, I'm playing an Academy Series Taylor. It was one of their new models. They last year released what's called the Academy Series, which is for first-time guitar buyers. They wanted to make a really high-end guitar at a very affordable price. So they made a Dreadnought, they made like a Concert, they made a bass, and they made this beautiful nylon. And if I'm correct, they run a little under $600.
Yeah, we reviewed one, not a nylon one, but we reviewed one,
Okay.
and yeah, they're right around. I remember Andy telling me how this was very difficult to suss out in a budget model.
Sure.
You know, some extra engineering it took to figure out how to do that.
Well, leave it to Andy to figure it out. He's a genius and a very generous luthier. So yeah, I've been traveling around with this as my little backpack guitar for the last couple of weeks, and I love it.
What kind of, use mostly Taylors live, or what?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the consistency of the Taylor Live. Plus, I'm from San Diego, and Taylor's a San Diego company. and
Hometown.
I've been with them for probably almost 20 years. First one I got was used as well, and I loved it. And but yeah, on stage I play a nylon. I believe they call it the NS72. And then a couple of Andy Powers prototypes that have gone on to become the new 700 series and even 800 series.
Nice.
Yeah.
And tell us a little bit about your mandolin that we heard there.
Well, actually, Andy Powers is who recommended the Collings because Taylor doesn't make mandolins.
Oh, there you go.
So I was looking for a Collings for a while, and I called the local shop in Santa Monica, McCabe's Guitar Shop, really sweet spot, and they had one. So I went in the shop, and someone was playing it, the one, and I heard it and was like, so I just kind of like walked around the store, and I talked to him a little bit, and I was like, yeah, I was looking to check that out, and he handed it to me, and I never set it down. I was like, I'm taking it, so yeah, loving this. And I actually have Andy's prototype ukulele over here. This is his,
there you go.
these sold quick, and I tried to get one for the road, and the only one left was the prototype, so he lent this to me. This is Andy
Thank you,
Powers'
Andy.
original as well.
That is great.
Yeah.
So about that song we're going to talk about
Sure.
is, and then we talked a little bit before that you are part of an ultra secret underground
Yeah.
songwriters club.
Yep.
And that song was a product of that. So tell us a little bit about how this songwriters club works.
Sure. I probably about 20 years ago, Bob Schneider started a songwriting. And Bob Schneider out of Austin, Texas, great songwriter. And I believe it started maybe on his bus, challenging his bandmates. Let's write a song tonight, and whoever's his best will perform it in the show tomorrow, something like that. And they got really into it, and it became a thing. And I caught wind of it in mid-2000s, and became friends with Bob. And he invited me in around 2006. And basically, what he does is he sends a word or a phrase. This last week, the phrase was "Water Still Rising." And our only goal is to include that phrase in some version of a song and turn it in by Tuesday at midnight. And if you don't play, you get kicked out of the group. So it's more of an integrity game.
Is this a weekly?
It's a weekly game. Yeah.
Wow.
So if you miss the song, you don't get the email next week. And
Is it like a timeout, or is it like you're gone?
some people get it, like a free pass, a hall
Some you
pass
get
for the week.
vacation or
Yeah,
something,
you
you
can
know,
totally
yeah.
say. And unfortunately, while "Water Still Rising" was our phrase, one of our writers had their house lost in a flood. So it's kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
But so he was excused this week, and probably the next couple of weeks while he sorts his deal.
Sure, of course.
But yeah, there's no other rule and there's no other collaboration usually. It's just a date with yourself to sit down and write, and then there's this group to hold you in integrity to make sure you do your songwriting homework.
Got it.
And the result is, 50 plus songs a year or more. And it just keeps your instrument in tune, your pencil sharpened, your brain sort of tuned in to ideas. Making It Up was a song that Bob actually submitted in 2015. And his version is available on his album. It's called Blood and Bones, and the same title, Making It Up. But it's a very Bob Schneider version. And it gets a little maniacal at times. And I reached out the first time ever in songwriting game history, and I said, Bob, this is a beautiful chorus. This is a great song. Do you mind if I mess with this? And he said, sure. So what you heard is my sort of Sesame Street version of the song.
Do you remember the phrase, the assignment for that week for that song?
No.
Okay.
No. It was a while ago. But, most of my records are the result of those songs. A song like Lucky was a song game song, and the phrase was me talking to you, which is the opening line of that song. But quite a few of my songs on each album are the result of sitting down and having a prompt.
It's interesting how I don't want to say the threat of an assignment, but something like a deadline. Like I know Julian Lodge talks about this a lot, where he will just set a timer for 20 minutes, and he's going to write a song in 20 minutes. Dang. And for better or for worse, when he's done with that chunk of time, that's either going to be a section or a song or whatever.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
So Molly, also Premier Guitar columnist
Yes.
as well. I'm sure you get asked this a lot, but how does one go about getting a guitar gig in a big tour like Jason's? How did it work out to you guys? How did the earth put you guys together? And
yeah, I
get
always
this going?
say like my favorite things happen super organically. Like it's never been like my favorite gigs have happened from an audition. But I was playing guitar for one of Jason's best friends, Bushwalla, Billy Galewood, who I met through my friend Aaron Leibowitz. And Billy had a CD release, and the sub last minute couldn't make it. And it's like, hey, can you learn 12 songs and drive to San Diego tomorrow? I was like, yes. I know Billy, I love Bushwalla's music. I'm there, I'll learn it all. And then I became Billy's guitar player, and I've met Jason through that. And so that's how it happened.
Serendipitous.
Yeah, and that was probably almost 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
I was still in college, yeah.
Yeah, and then I became a big fan of the Vibrometers, which is a band that Molly was in with Aaron Leibowitz as well. And you guys played a New Year's party for me, and then I approached the Vibrometers to just jam with the Vibrometers. And then after that, we had some future band gigs coming up, and I just asked if you want to try it out.
And I was like, heck yeah.
So that was almost 2 years ago. It's October 2016.
Yeah.
Oh, great, and it's all been music ever since.
Yeah, and especially in this window, that's how Molly's really ended up on this album too, because as songs were being produced, some of which being produced by Dre, who's in our band, who was also in the Bushwalla Experience, great LA producer. He's brought Molly into a number of sessions for songs that have not been released for me. Just, you gotta record 100 to get 10 good ones.
As the Song of the Week Club
Yeah,
probably
totally.
would attest to. So one of kind of the biggest highlights for you on the new record is Might As Well Dance.
Yeah.
And that's you in the desert dancing. Is that this guitar?
Not actually in Jason's backyard.
Is that
Jason's
Okay.
on his avocado farm.
But we hadn't watered it in a long time, so
it gets a deserty
looked like-
vibe.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Was that this guitar you used?
So,
on it?
yeah, I just
Okay.
bought it. Jason texted me 2 days before. He's like, "Hey, do you want to come be in a music video?" He's like, "Just bring." I was like, "Okay." And in my head, I thought we were recording the song live. I had no idea. And then
Is this your first music video?
my first? That was my biggest music video. Yeah, I think actually it's my first. I can't think of a
Okay.
music video that I've done. But yeah. And so then I got the scoop the night before. Jeff was like, yeah, so no, we're not doing a live thing. Jeff Kaufman, who does a lot of video and photography for Jason, It was, yeah.
Just, hey, mime your own solo.
I never,
right?
yeah, when he kept talking, I kept hearing like, oh, we have to get the drum shot. And then at the end, he's like, I was like, where's the drum? He's like, no, drone. And so when the drone came out, I think I've never felt cooler in my whole life.
I know. I wish we could do like a special drone edit of that video because there were some pretty epic Molly drone shots. It was just like flyovers and.
As your hair's in the wind and you just.
Yeah, Chaska's the master of the hair in the wind.
All right, so how about we hear that song?
Cool.
Sure. You know I can't stop thinking about you and dreaming of your smile. I can't stop reading India. Love, oh yeah, you're the best book I read in a while. I don't just read you for the articles, I read you till my heart is full. You keep my heart a beating, it's keeping me from sleeping. The only one I'm cheating is me if I don't take control. Yeah. We got nothing to lose, might as well hold hands. Might as well. Yeah, we're already fools, so we might as well dance. Put your loving arms around me once more, and we'll go crashing into folks on the dance floor. You can walk all over my shoes if you want to. We got nothing to lose, might as well take off our pants and jacket. Yeah, we're already fools, so we might as well dance. You know soon this song will be over and we'll have to say goodnight. Don't you want some closure before we turn out the light? Now honey, think of your heart. Yeah, the heart's too heavy to slow, partly cause it's running the show, partly cause the beat is connected to the feet. I got the sweetest crush on you, baby, let's go. We got nothing to lose, might as well hold hands. Yeah, we're already fools, so we might as well dance. Yeah, we got nothing to lose, might as well take off our pants and kick our shoes off. Yeah, we're already fools, so we might as well dance. Yeah, we're already fools, so we might as well dance. Something like that.
Yeah.
don't think we've ever done it just sitting here, the three of us.
Never done this.
And I play so much less in the band because we have so many stringed instruments.
Mm-hmm. You have to work a little harder now.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know your kind of background is in more improvisatory music.
Mm-hmm.
How do you kind of balance that in the framework of tunes? Because like that was a longer solo than the record, right? But there were parts of it that there were parts of it that are right from it, and then you kind of. So where do you kind of balance that? Well, I want to play kind of stuff that people know from the record with your just improvisatory heart.
I mean, just what you said, I kind of try to do both. Like, I always try to make my intro, like, from the record and do some of the licks I did on the record. But, I mean, what's awesome about playing with Jason and this band is there are a lot of improvisatory elements. Like, we really we get to listen. Instead of having to do the same exact thing every night, we're all listening to each other and reacting, which is definitely what I'm used to and where I feel at home. And so I feel super fortunate to be able to do that each night, be with a bunch of people who are listening to each other.
That's good. Does he ever throw you curveballs and say, hey, we're going to play this song tonight? And you're like, oh, I got to...
Normally we run them in sound check if that happens.
I try to give people a day's notice.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll go for things like that. We'll just run at sound check and it's like, okay, we're doing it in front of like thousands of people tonight. Cool.
Yeah, and then once we do know like the core arrangement, then it really opens itself up to, you know, I guess asking the band to follow me on and it's not usually in something I'm going to do on an instrument. It's usually going to be a story or something I'm going to do vocally, but it still requires the band to all move as one. And as far as when we trade solos in different songs, I mean, even building the arrangement, I just give the band freedom to express themselves. It's like, sure, listen to the song and see what we're trying to accomplish, but bring your talent and your essence to the song. And then certainly when we're trading around solos, be as imaginative and creative as you want. You know, our keyboard player's really quirky guy, and I'm always encouraging like get weird, you know, go as weird as you want to be, you know.
That's great.
Yeah.
Like you said, the weirder the better.
The weirder the better.
The other night.
Yeah.
Keep it weird, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk quickly, Molly, about your pedal board. I know we don't have a camera on it, but we're going to put up a picture of it so act like people are seeing what you're talking about.
Awesome.
And just kind of walk us through what you brought
And
here.
it's evolved. I feel like we've changed it a few times. But full tone wah. I love wah. I've just added it like a few nights ago to that one of our first songs, and I was like, yes. I was happy about it. Polytune number 2 to stay in tune. And then I have a tube screamer, but I haven't been using that much. Typically when I use it, I'll put the drive all the way down and it'll just kind of add a nice little crunch and boost. Okay. But I have a couple Keeley pedals that are brand new to me that I've been loving. This Oxblood, I've been using that for my overdrive.
That's what you used on the solo, right? Just
Totally,
now?
right
Okay.
now, and I use it a lot. Even when I want to get like more distorted, I'll go for it. I'll just, bring the drive up. I got a micro pog because sometimes I'll cover some of the horn lines, so that'll be fun to cover horn lines. Vintage ensemble, so Mr. Black up in Portland. This is another Mason Stoops recommendation. Some chorus, which I'll add to some songs. You'll hear that tonight. The Keeley Mag Echo, and this is, I love this one. I was originally thought I'd be using their Caverns more, but I've been using, which is a delay and reverb, but I've been using this for my delay.
Keeley's really figured out the echo reverb
Oh
side
man,
of things.
I love this pedal so much. I use it all the time. Voodoo Lab Trem, I like it. I think it's a nice round, smooth tremolo.
What would you use the tremolo on? What song in the set would you play?
I use it on the single Have It All, for example. And then just because we've been changing out amps and had some reverb issues, so I put the Hall of Fame on here for some
Just as a
reverb.
backup. What amp do you typically use?
At home, I have a
stage?
Princeton.
Okay.
But here, I've been using a Deluxe, and then the Eric Clapton, his signature Tremolux.
Tremolux, that's a great one.
So we've been doing the two of those together.
Jason, have you been bitten by the pedal bug, or is that just...
No, never was.
Never was?
No, I'm always been very basic, not plugging in many things, and never went there.
Well, that's all right. We need those kind of people too in the world. All right, so we were talking a little bit earlier about how kind of your background is in improvisatory music, and I first kind of came across you with your trio. So tell us a little bit about what your trio does, which is totally different from Jason.
It is very different. So I have a trio back in Los Angeles with two of my favorite human beings and musicians, Jennifer Condos on bass and Jay Bellerose on drums. And that's another thing that happened kind of organically. I contacted Jen to play a gig. I have a weekly gig in Los Angeles at Perch every Monday night, and we needed a bass player. So she subbed and then has become the bass player there. And then she was like, Molly, we need to work on your music. And she's been super supportive, and just like Jason, of just like pushing me to like be me and grow. So I went over to her place, and Jay and her together. So then the three of us started jamming, and she's like, let's record. And then so this, like, it took, I think, over a year period. We were just like recording songs at their house. And that's really how I feel like the trio developed, is us just hanging out, playing the same song for hours, listening back, talking about it, thinking about it, eating lots of cheese and bread, drinking wine. And now I have a trio with people who I respect and love so much.
Of course. And where can people go online to find out more information about?
Yes, I actually
Said
have a
trio.
website with videos, and I have an album in the world. So mollymillermusic.com. I have videos of the trio, and then on Spotify, iTunes, all over where you normally think of those things. But Molly Miller Trio. If you look that up, you'll
That'll be
find
great.
us.
Excellent.
Yes, and one other thing I would like to mention,
Please.
gear-wise,
Oh, yes.
are these wonderful Sinusoid cables I use that come in all sorts of colors, and I've gone with yellow, so I use them on my pedal board and on my instruments. But yeah, I was torn between rainbow and yellow, but I went yellow.
Yellow. And you'll have to come out to a show to see what you choose night to night.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to get some various colors so I can change it up.
All right, so Molly, Jason, Chaska, thank you so much for spending a little time with us and playing some tunes and telling some stories. So we're going to end with Lucky.
All right, here we go. Do you hear me talking to you across the water, across the deep blue ocean, under the open sky? Oh my baby, I'm trying.
Boy, I hear you in my dreams. I feel you whisper across the sea. Keep you with me in my heart. You make it easier when life gets hard.
Yeah, lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where I have been. Lucky to be coming home again.
They don't know how long
it takes waiting for a love like this.
every time
Every time we say goodbye, I wish we had a one more kiss. I'll wait for you, I promise you, I will. Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where I have been. Lucky to be coming home again. I've been sailing through the sea to an island where we'll meet. You'll hear the music, feel the air. I'll put a flower in your hair.
Through the breezes, through the trees, move so pretty, you're all I see. As the world keeps spinning round, you hold me right here, right now.
Lucky I'm in love with my best friend. Lucky to have been where I have been. Lucky to be coming home again. Lucky we're in love in every way. Lucky to have stayed where we have stayed. Lucky to be coming home someday. We're singing.